Okay, I'm ready for this. What is up YouTube, Keshav here, and this is a follow-up video to my previous Pathivara travel film because that was a silent film. So I just wanted to make this a follow-up video where I explain the nitty-gritty details of the travel. And if you are planning to go to Pathivara or hike to Pathivara, then this video might be helpful. So what is Pathivara? For those of you who don't know, Pathivara is a tremendously famous religious holy shrine site in Taplejung district. It's one of the border districts in Nepal. The shrine of Pathivara is on the top of a hill at 3800 meters, so you get a really beautiful panoramic view of the surrounding. Talking about the best time to visit the place, I think for religious devotees it would be during the peak festivals, that is Dasai and Treti Dasai, as we are told by local people. But if you are just going to explore the place, visit and see how it's like, I would suggest to avoid those peak season. Visit like we did in June when we visited Pathivara last year. There were not a lot of people, and the weather was really great and it was really clear. We could see all the mountains and everything was just great. So if I had to recommend a season, then I would recommend June, but you do you. How to reach Pathivara? So first you need to get to the trailhead, that is called Kafle Pati. So in order to reach to the trailhead, there are two ways. The first one is you take a vehicle to the trailhead, and the second way is you take a flight to a couple of nearby airports, and depending upon the weather they would usually be running or they would be out of service, I don't know, and from there you can take a vehicle to the trailhead. In our case it was a road trip, so we took our bike from Kathmandu all the way to the trailhead, and in trailhead we parked our bike and gave it to a hotel runner to take care of our bike and some of our other belongings. In our case we reached to the trailhead on our 5th day because we were also going to a couple of other places, and we were also shooting. But if you just want to go directly, then I think it should take you somewhere between 2 to 3 days at max, and once you are there at the trailhead you can begin the hike. So talking about the hike, the trailhead is at 2800 meters and the peak or the top of the hill is at 3800 meters. So there is an elevation range of 1 kilometer, 1000 meters roughly. According to the locals, it takes them around 3 to 4 hours to reach from the trailhead to the top, but for we people it took nearly 6 hours. And there are two recommended ways of hiking this particular trail. The first one is you simply hike all the way from bottom to the top, and you go up there, you see the view and you come down. But there are a couple of caveats if you do that. The first one is you have to hike straight for 6 hours and then come down. There is no way you could stay at the top of the hill as far as I know, because there are no hotels up there, no accommodations. And as I said earlier, it's a religious site, so a lot of people would prefer to reach there early in the morning and do some prayers and do some worshipping. What the locals suggested is to start our hike from the trailhead and make a stop at the middle of the trail at a place called Matlofedi. You have a lot of accommodation options between the trailhead and the Matlofedi, and after Matlofedi you don't have any other places to stay. So what we did in our case was we started our hike from trailhead and we reached to the Matlofedi and we stayed the night there. The next day we started our hike early in around 3 a.m. I guess, or 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and we were there at the top of the hill by 6:30. We were a little late and so we could not see the sunrise. So I suggest you, if you want to see the sunrise, be extra early. If I'm doing it again, I would wake up at 2 a.m. I guess, and I would start. And I believe when I was hiking Pathivara last year, I did not have good hiking skills, but since then I have done a lot of hikes and I think I have more experience now, so I believe I could do better next time if I'm there, which I would definitely try to be once this pandemic and everything is over. So those were the two strategies of hiking. And the other benefit of hiking early in the morning or reaching to the top early in the morning is you get to see the clear views of the mountains, because after 9 or 10 a.m. the mountains are covered by clouds and you won't get a good view. So the nearest mountain that you can see from the hill is Kanchenjunga, the third highest mountain in the world, 8,586 meters, and the second highest mountain of Nepal. On the west side, you could see Mount Lhotse, Mount Makalu. Both are the fourth and the fifth highest mountains in the world. And right behind the Makalu, there is Mount Everest, which is kind of blocked by Makalu, so you cannot see the Everest clearly. Nonetheless, it's great to see all those mountains. I recommend taking a binocular or taking a zoom lens if you have one, so that you can get a good view of the mountains. So my recommended way of hiking this particular trail is start from trailhead, reach to the middle of the trailhead, stay the night there, and the next morning start to your hike and reach to the top of the hill. Let's talk expenses. Hiking in general are very cheap. Last year the standard rate for accommodation and for food was 350 for Nepalese. I'm not sure what is it for foreigners. I think it will be slightly higher for people from SAARC nations, and it will be a little more higher to other foreign nationals. But all in all, it should not be more than $10, I guess, per night. And in general, everything from water to food and everything else was relatively cheap compared to some of the other popular hiking trails in Nepal. You know what I mean? And I did not think the money was any issue over there. Although I think the main part of traveling to the trailhead, that could be a little more expensive. Other than that, the hiking itself is very cheap, and to my knowledge, I don't think you need any kind of permits. The hiking trail is just outside the Kanchenjunga conservation area, if I'm correct. Let me check. This particular trail is outside the Kanchenjunga conservation area. So if you are just going to the Pathivara for the hike, you don't need any kind of permits. But if you want to go further into the trek, you will need permit. And coming to the point, why hike Pathivara? For me, as a traveler, Pathivara is, I think, one of those places in my travel experience where I would like to visit there again. The view itself is so freaking good from every point in the trail that I wish I had stayed more time. I really like the place, the peaceful environment, the serenity. It was really worth taking all that headache of road trip and being there. I do recommend the place. I do want to go there once again once all this thing comes back to normal. And if you just want to know more about the view and the surrounding, you feel free to check out my travel film that I posted, in which I have tried my best to present the beauty, the substance of Pathivara. And yeah, that's it for this video. Feel free to comment if you have any further questions. Let's read some comments from my previous video. There are 4 comments so far, so let's begin. The first one is by David Williamson. Hey David, I hope your stay in Nepal is going fine. Really beautiful stuff, mate. Great job. Would love to explore East Nepal one day. Definitely. It's definitely worth exploring. Hetty says, wanna be friends? I don't know. I don't know who you are, sorry. Social Bounty Money Making App says, awesome channel, QCHW. Okay. And Pranesh Shrestha says, Ilamko Churpi ra Kanyamko Bulko Masuta best ho dai. I did try the churpi and it's good. I'm not so sure about the bulko masu. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys in the next video.